Today is Friday, September 17th. Welcome to this edition of Nevada County Now. Today's episode, we're talking Nisenan Art, Mill Street Project, forest restrictions, and more. This episode is brought to you in part by Stifel Financial, and also the generous donations of viewers like you. Thank you. Hello and welcome to Nevada County Now. I'm your host, Wolfe. This week we had the opportunity to visit Uba Seo in downtown Nevada City, which is currently displaying the 5th annual Visibility Through Art exhibit, where the theme is Destruction of the Land, Destruction of the People. This location at 225 Broad Street is the Nevada City Rancheria Nisenan Tribe's new space where they will feature gallery exhibits, retail, and workshop space. Their goal is to bring authentic Native American art and education to the community. We were fortunate to have tribal spokesperson and executive director of CHIRP, Shelly Covert, and local artist Mira on hand to share some details about several of the art pieces on display.
Halakani. I'm Shelly Covert. I'm the spokesperson for the Nevada City Rancheria Nisenan Tribe, and I'm also the executive director of a nonprofit CHIRP, which is the California Heritage Indigenous Research Project. Oh, yes, the gallery space has been quite a journey. I think the original idea for having a gallery, some kind of cultural sharing space where we could actually be visible to people, like literally people walking by like, oh, there's the tribe, because we've been so completely erased that most people, even still after all the work that we've done to try to be visible, most people don't know that the tribe is still here.
I met Shelly Covert, who's the Tribal Council spokesperson, around 5 years ago, and we got into talking about art and activism and different ways to generate community awareness and change, and the possibility of doing that through the medium of art.
These are tribal elders. So this is my Aunt Bertie, and she passed about 3 years ago now. Aunt Bertie really was the glue of the tribe, and she is somebody who knew the family history so well that she'd say, who do you belong to? Because you always have to identify yourself as to who you are in the tribe and who you're related to, and she knew everyone. She'd say, who do you belong to? And then I could see her calculating in this vast, as you go up in genealogy, it just, it expands so incredibly fast. And she knew all that. And she knew because she was gossipy. So it's just part of her personality was who she was. And with her passing, that is a piece of the tribe that really we lost with her, because she just, she loved it. It's what she did. She gossiped, she knew everything and everybody. And so this portrait of her was done by Rachel Rainy Day, and it captures her and who she is. And then back here on the other side is my Aunt Doris. So these are my mom's 2 older sisters. And Aunt Doris also, she's captured here in just these gorgeous colors. And it too captures just who she is. And there's something when they see themselves in a painting like this, and when their descendants come in to the gallery and they see their mom or their auntie up on the wall, it just does something that it's just been missing for so long. It really, I feel it plucks on that string of pride and gives a sense of personal identity that's just been missing and, ignored for so long.
I think as settlers, there's so much to be learned if we can really listen to Indigenous people and respectfully engage, not try to extract information from them, but be, generously guided by what information they have about a particular landscape, because that depth of knowing of a place from people who have been here for ages is so incredible.
If you'd like to learn more about the Nisenan tribe, We are the Nevada City Rancheria Nisenan. We had a federally recognized reservation here on Cement Hill. Not that long ago, we were terminated in 1964. But you can learn about that. I mean, some people are so intrigued just by that. Like, we had a reservation on Cement Hill. Like, people just don't know. So we have a website. You can go to our website, which is nisenan.org. And then CHIRP, this is a project put on by CHIRP, which is our nonprofit. And we are CHIRPCA, CHIRPCA.org. Literally, our door is open. And I hope, we really want to make that connection with the community and be visible and tell our story, and then maybe share those moments like this happened to us by other humans not so long ago. Can we maybe not repeat that? Be kind to each other. We're from a small community. Let's be in community together.
If you're interested in seeing the gallery yourself, it's open Thursday through Sunday from 1 to 5 p.m. through at least October 1st. And if you'd like to learn more or help support the Nisenan's future endeavors, visit chirpca.org. At Tuesday's Grass Valley City Council meeting, the council voted unanimously to approve the final preliminary concept for the Mill Street project and directed staff to move forward with the 30% plan, which will allow the city to go out for bids for a design-build contract. Let's hear a few more details from the meeting.
Major things that we would want to look at for this 30% design would be the permeable pavers. Not necessarily selecting a paver at this point in time, that can be done in the future, but the permeable design will be important to know. That's something staff is very interested in because the water just goes right through the pavers. It is great. It kind of pre-treats the water before it goes in our storm drain, so that is positive, but it is also very positive from a garbage standpoint and getting into your storm drain. It keeps it on the surface, allowing mechanical equipment like street sweepers and other things to pick that up and keep it out of our storm waters. You've seen some various lighting elements. We just want that recognition that, yes, maybe not the fixtures we have finalized yet, but that kind of concept with a pole that has the capability of power being plugged into it, string lights being hung from the top of it to provide different atmospheres. The next thing would be raised planters. Obviously, there's different options that we could do, and I think Atlas Labs even brings that up, but the general concept of using a raised planter has a lot of benefits. It allows us to then put in uplighting. It also allows us to put additional plants around the trees for year round and allows us to shift those out, and also provides a public space for seating. Finally would be the limits of this project, and staff's recommendation right now, let's go big. Let's include all of Mill Street from Neal to Main, Main Street from Church all the way down to past the brewery, down to Bennett Street, and also think about some of the restaurants that are on Richardson as far as looking at potential outdoor seating and taking advantage of the parklet kind of option, using the parking space for dining. It should be noted that the Main Street portion of this and Richardson Street would be limited to parklets, lighting, and maybe redoing some of the plantings along that area. And we showed, Atlas Labs showed kind of some of the tree replacements that we could do to provide a more consistent look throughout the area and possibly uplighting those trees too.
As the project moves forward, there will still be additional time for input from both council members and the public. Now we'll shift gears a bit and hear a quick message from Shavati Karki Pearl, Public Sector Manager for Waste Management, where she'll tell us about the anatomy of trash in the WM Minute.
Thank you, Cole, and welcome to the WM Minute. Today I'll be discussing the anatomy of trash. It is estimated that by 2050, worldwide municipal solid waste generation is expected to have increased by roughly 70% to 3.4 billion metric tons. This is due to a number of factors such as population growth, urbanization, and economic growth, as well as consumer shopping habits. Products found in municipal solid waste, or MSW, are what people buy and handle, such as newspapers, bottles, and cans. EPA considers MSW in three categories: Durable goods such as appliances and furniture last 3 years and more. Non-durable goods such as clothing, footwear, and office supplies generally last less than 3 years. And containers and packaging are assumed to be articles that are discarded the same year the products they contain are purchased. MSW does not include everything that may be landfilled at the local level, such as construction and demolition debris, municipal water waste sludge, and other non-hazardous industrial waste. Thanks for listening. Tune in next time when I'll be discussing the history of recycling.
Thanks, Shavati. We saw a modest decrease in COVID-19 cases this week, which is encouraging, but we're still not out of the woods yet. We've still had an increase of 234 cases this week, bringing our total to 8,072 confirmed cases. 627 cases are currently active with 19 hospitalizations, and we've had another 3 deaths from this time last week, bringing our total to 92. With more on the COVID situation, as well as additional news from the county, here's Taylor Wolfe, Public Information Officer for the County of Nevada.
Thanks, Cole. For today's Nevada County update, I'll share the latest on COVID-19, provide information on the South County Fuel Break, and 2 county grants awarded to local nonprofits to increase senior food programs. COVID transmission in Nevada County has reduced slightly over the past week. Although this is welcome news, it's too early to say there is a downward trend in COVID transmission, and our recent transmission rates would land us well into the most restrictive purple tier if the state's tier system were still in place. Due to the high utilization of our Grass Valley testing site, the site is now operating 7 days per week from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. If you are experiencing COVID-like symptoms or have had a COVID exposure, book an appointment at LHI.care/COVID testing. Recent data shows that over 63% of county residents are fully vaccinated. All 3 vaccines are safe, effective at preventing serious illness, free and widely available for anyone 12 and older. Make your appointment or find a nearby walk-in clinic at myturn.ca.gov. CAL FIRE has awarded the county nearly $1 million in funding for the South County Shaded Fuel Break. The project is a 150-foot wide shaded fuel break along 9 miles on Buck Mountain Road, Lodestar Drive, and Brewer Road in the community of Alta Sierra. The project will treat 339 acres on 226 parcels, which will serve as a vital wildfire holding point and key evacuation route for residents. Visit readynevadacounty.org/South County Fuel Break to learn more and subscribe for project updates as they become available. This Tuesday, county supervisors approved $815,000 in grant funding to expand 2 local nonprofit senior food programs. The funding will expand Gold Country Senior Services Meals on Wheels program to nearly 100 seniors currently on the wait list, and increase from 1 to 2 meals per day for 600 low-income seniors currently in the program. Interfaith Food Ministry will be purchasing a large generator to prevent food spoilage during planned power outages, and say the funding will impact their 11,000 plus clients. Supervisors also recognize staff who won and were nominated for the county's annual Employee Recognition Awards at their Tuesday meeting. Congratulations to this year's award winners, Fallon Carlisle, Susan Leff, Tyler Deshane, Ben Miller, Toby Gavon, Kelly Minor-Gann, and the Whispering Pines COVID-19 Vaccination Clinic team. That's it for my Nevada County update this week. Find all this information and more by subscribing to our weekly newsletter at mynevadacounty.com/Nevada County News. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, Taylor. The order which closed many of the national forests in California, including the Tahoe National Forest, has been rescinded. There are, however, some revised restrictions which went into effect yesterday and will remain active until November 1st. Some of these restrictions are no building, maintaining, attending, or using a fire, campfire, or stove fire, no camping outside of developed campgrounds, no target shooting, and no smoking. For more details on these restrictions and a list of open campgrounds, visit fs.usda.gov/Tahoe. We'll leave you this evening with some more footage from our time at the Uba Seo Gallery. Keep in mind this display is currently scheduled to end October 1st, so get down there in the next 2 weeks if you want to see it for yourself. And remember, stay safe, take care of each other. We'll see you next week.